that's buzzing in trade after UBS has, written a note and increased the target price to 10,000 rupees per share from roughly about 7,000 earlier. So it's almost a 43% upside and a target hike that they've done. Now, the key aspect of UBS is, giving its highest, target, which is backed by strong volume growth for this particular exchange. Let's first look at, the analyst coverage, because that's one of the key aspects. That apart from UBS as well, there are 7 buy calls and 3 hold calls on the stock currently. And we've seen that the highest target price now sets with UBS at 10,000. But we've also seen a target price, a very decent target price with HDFC Research, as well as something like an ICICI Security maintains of roughly about 8,800 rupees per share on something like an MCX. Now, but what was the key trigger today was, of course, the UBS note. And let's look at that in a bit, because the key aspect that they say that the building blocks for the company are now in place to show stupendous volume growth. They've gone on to mention that favorable market dynamics as well as new product launches like the electricity derivatives could propel the growth for the company. They've also mentioned that key, volatility in commodity prices, and we were just mentioning about the volatility in gold price as well, leads to increased demand as well. And the robust Q1 average daily volume, which is ADV, has been, up almost 50% on a quarter-on-quarter basis, and roughly about 30% on a quarter-on-quarter basis, which is the average daily volume for the option side. So both futures as well as option doing very well for the company as well. The other key aspect that, also that UBS had mentioned specifically was around maintaining that aspect with monthly bullion contracts and index contracts also doing very well. And on the gold volumes is also, they had very interesting key points. One was, of course, the monthly gold average premium turnover has gone to from 230 odd crores to almost 400 to 600 crores. And this used to be just 100 to 200 crores earlier in November 2024 when it was launched. The other aspect is the monthly contracts accounted for almost 80 to 95% of the gold ADV and should benefit something like an MCX going forward as well. And that's the positive momentum coming on the stock today as well. Aditya, let me come to you first. A very good afternoon and thanks so much for joining in. In terms of MCX specifically, we have seen a sharp up move in price today, but with the continued increase in gold prices and the average daily volume as well, what's your current call on MCX? Do you see that the earnings growth momentum could be much stronger, because UBS has hiked it by almost 13 to 15% now, and they're seeing a 26% EPS CAGR between FY26 and 28. So what's your view? Yeah, Aditya, that's for you.
Yeah, that was me. Okay. Yeah. Of course, brokerages can come out with very good reports hiking the target prices. But then, if you look at the valuation of the stock trades at about 86 times price to earnings. Really very expensive for a commodity exchange per se. MCX, no, mind you, MCX is going to dominate the commodity derivative space in the country. There's no doubt about it. But the valuations across MCX, BSC, or for that matter, when NSE will also get listed, are really very expensive. All these stocks have been continuously moving up. Any drop in trading volumes due to any adverse impact on commodities will mean that the stock price is really correct. So from my perspective, the future for MCX is good. However, the valuations are really very expensive. So for now, I will stay away until the valuations undergo a time correction.
Staying away is Atisha. Nagaraj, on the charts though, anything that gives a little more pivot in terms of, more legs to this particular rally?
Yeah, of course, MCX has been on a tremendous up move without showing any reasonable downward correction on the chartically over the last couple of months, we can say. And though it has placed at the higher level, still there is no indication of any tiredness or any reversal pattern building at the higher levels. That means that more upside could be there in the near term. I'm expecting around another around 7 to 800 points is likely. Another 8 to 10% upside rally is likely from here onwards, as overall chart pattern is looking that strong, and I'm expecting more upside in the near term.
Yeah, so from a trade perspective, there is some optimism there in Nagaraj's voice. 5.36%. And I remember